OK， 我们下两个议题都是 GNOME 的讲者来讲的。第一个先 GNOME.Asia， 然后等一下是 Hosting GNOME is fun。所以呢，我们首先是 Emily， 再来等一下是 Pocky 要来讲。好，那我们掌声欢迎一下我们的 Emily。
Hello everyone. My talk will be in English because there are people from other countries. But if you can ask questions in Chinese, I will be talk with you in Chinese, and you are free to interpret anytime you want. If you have questions, free to raise your questions. You don't have to wait to the Q&A session. Okay, today I'm going to talk about GNOME.Asia. You know, this is the first time COSUP co-host with GNOME.Asia, so we are very happy that there are lots of people from Taiwan joining this conference. Today I will going to talk about the history of the GNOME.Asia, and also my agenda will be also talk about Beijing GNOME Users Group and also our future plan. This photo, it was taken in 2007 in UK, Birmingham. This is GUADEC. How many people know GUADEC? Raise your hand. GUADEC is GNOME Users and Developers European Conference. In 2007, when Kim asked me, we have the GUADEC in Euro about 7 years, but we haven't have GNOME events in Asia. We never have. Do you have any plan to make it happen, a GNOME event in Asia? So I have these questions that when I come back to Asia, I ask the local people, do we have this plan? So here is a team. I think to organize an event, a team is very important, and all the people who are not necessarily located in Asia. Fred and Pocky, they just give Fred just gave their presentation. Also, Will from US, and Alfred in the left is from Singapore. So all the people, they are working together. We work on the IRC, on email, and Will, who is working with us 3 years, and we haven't met before. We haven't seen each other before. This is all our sponsors and all the community support. We also need artists. The artist, Vicky, who is design the GNOME.Asia logo. Finally, we choose the bamboo logo because we think bamboo is Asian culture. Let's see. In 2008, the GNOME.Asia happened. The first year it happened. We can see some video of 2008. It's very interesting. We really hope you to join us. This is a hate and love board in the conference. You can write your feedback to us directly. Okay, continue my slides. And then 1 year later, we have the GNOME.Asia 2009 in Vietnam, Ho Chi Minh City. I will give some quick review by the photos. There are some numbers, lots of participants, lots of sponsors, and lots of speakers. And I think we, the GNOME Foundation, GNOME.Asia board, we are trying to build a GNOME.Asian communities. So people from Taiwan or people from other country can attend the GNOME.Asia in the following years. As long as your talk is related to GNOME, you are free to apply for the travel subsidy from GNOME Foundation. Here is the company and accompanying community participants and support for the Vietnam events. This is a photo took in the venue, and the interaction is very, there are lots of interactions. You know, Asian people tend to be very shy. Especially me, people like me. But in Vietnam, people, you never imagine that people are so open. Maybe they are very hot in Vietnam. And also, all the translations are done by volunteers. And most of the volunteers are women. And we have lucky draw. I want to see that the people who is very lucky to get the first prize is actually a blind man. You know, GNOME is provide accessibility framework to people who have problems to use the computers. And this man got a laptop, and he can run GNOME on it, and he can use the GNOME as his desktop. So that's a very good example how GNOME is accessible to everyone. And the OLPC. And we have lots of fun. We usually will have one tour day after the conference, and it's very good to exchange your ideas and talk with people. The idea of host GNOME.Asia in Taiwan actually just happened on that day. There are some speakers from Taiwan join the Vietnam events, and during the tour we talk about why not we have a GNOME.Asia in Taiwan. So it's happened just during the talk. During the tour. And yes, today here we have the COSAP GNOME.Asia 2010. Yeah, it's really true. So after this conference, we are working to call for host for the next GNOME.Asia in the next year. Pocky Lam will talk more about how to host the GNOME.Asia. And after the GNOME.Asia, things GNOME.Asia is just a 2 and 3 days, like 2 days event, like the COSAP. We need to have some activities continue. So we started the Beijing GNOME users group. This is the birthday cake of the first anniversary of Beijing GNOME users group. And I would like to encourage people here to start a users group. There are lots of good things if you start a users group. Like in the opening, I asked Christians how many people are GNOME users. I see 19% of them raise their hand. So since there are lots of GNOME users here, lots of GNOME developers here, why not have a GNOME users group? It's a bridge between the GNOME community, the GNOME Foundation, and to the local Taiwan communities. There are lots of good points. We have a mission view. You have to think about the location, and the starter group is very satisfying. You will find it's just like organized GNOME.Asia and the COSAP is very satisfying. And also, there are some tips. And the most important things, you need to meet regularly. We have monthly meeting. Even in the Chinese New Year, 过新年的时候，大部分的人都会回老家，然后就没有很多人在北京。然后于是就是我们不可能找到像现在就是有一个什么这种正式的讲座，但是大家就会在一块儿吃饭，就是你即使没有办法去搞一次很正式的 meeting， 在一块儿吃饭，然后也是很重要的，因为 regular meeting make sure that the group is continue growing. in Beijing's GNOME users group, we have several people take their roles. We have organizers, actually me, and photographers, and websites, people doing websites, and all the people doing marketing. And we have our members to get good speakers. This is our website. It's www.bggag.org. And we have joint meeting. I think I have a joint meeting is very interesting. We have hosted the Beijing GNOME Users Group in Google's office, in Sun's office, in Mozilla, Lowell, Intel, and lots of companies who are developing on GNOME. And also we co-host the users group with other users group like Beijing Open Source User Group, Beijing Linux User Group, and the university and also government. In the left, the man who is lying down is a very famous person. He changed his name. His name is Wang Kaiyuan. He changed his name to open source. And this is me and Pocky, because I am working on the GNOME users group, and Pocky was the president of the Beijing Linux user group, so we have joined the meeting. We also have the install fest. When the GNOME have some major release, we will organize some install fest. Actually, Pocky, she organized the women's install fest just on the March 8th. 就是妇女节的时候，她 organized the girls install fest. And there are in our users group, people are really do projects. For example, this is a Google Talk on Linux. Our members implement a Google Talk client on Linux, and this was accepted by the Google Developer Days conference. He did a demo in the conference. When I give this presentation in GuaDeck, one people from Google is very interested in it. After the meeting, he talked to me, why not have the translation plug-in for the Google Talk? For example, when we chatting in the IRC, lots of people are chatting in English. Why not have a plug-in? You have the Google Translation service. You just need a plug-in to implement it. So I think new ideas are created just when you talk with people. And I think my job later is when I go back to Beijing, I will talk to this author and think about create a new plugin for Google Translator for Google Talk. Also, we have students do Google Summer of Code.